không có 20 tỷ để đầu tư theo chương trình Eb2 nhập cư vào Hoa Kỳ và cũng không có đủ sức lao động để nhập cư theo chương trình Eb3, thì chúng ta sẽ có những cái chương trình gì cho những người có bằng cấp ở trình độ đại học và có những cái kỹ năng sẽ làm lợi ích cho quốc gia của Hoa Kỳ. Hôm nay chúng tôi nói về visa Eb2. Thank you, Kate, for being here with us on our channel, and we love to have you here because we know that you and GT have been very experienced law firm who have been working very hard in the Vietnam market in all the employment-based category.
Thank you, Ben. It's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure to come see you, to come see the Khai Phú office. And we've been lucky enough to work together for many, many years. And it's always nice to come back to Vietnam and meet the clients and meet the team.
Yeah. Today's topic, people are very interested in learning about the employment-based second category. Could you please give a background on what kind of visa that is?
Employment-based second preference, EB2, as we call it in short. There's a dual track for this. The first option, the most common option, is what we call labor certification, where a company sponsors an employee and they have to apply to the Department of Labor and prove to them that they haven't been able to recruit a U.S. worker who has the requisite skills for the position. A national interest waiver is a waiver of that labor certification requirement. And the case in which you can waive the labor certification requirement is if you have someone of exceptional ability that is coming to the U.S. to contribute something to the national interest of our country. And national interest can be anything. It can be science, it could be medicine, it could be business, it could be economic. It's very, very flexible. And it can even be cultural. You know, we've done cases for national interest waivers for opera singers, for artists, because they contribute to the culture of the United States.
For Vietnamese, what do you see? Can you give an example where majority of Vietnamese would fit in a national interest waiver, for example?
So with the national interest waiver, we typically need the person to have an advanced degree, which is a master's degree or higher, or they have a bachelor's degree and about 10 years of work experience in their field. And many applications are submitted in the sciences. So perhaps we have people that are doing research, cancer research, nanotechnology research, chip research, a lot of people in the medical field that are coming and can easily benefit the U.S. So we see a lot of people in the sciences from Vietnam,
right,
pharmaceutical, things like that, applying for the national interest waiver.
Yes. What about the actual criteria, right?
We typically need to show that somebody meets 3 out of 6 criteria. So we want to see if materials have been published by them in their field. Have they been interviewed on the news? Have they been interviewed by a magazine? We want to know if they're a leader in their field. We want to know if they've gotten honors or awards in their field. And we want to know if they're a member of an organization that requires a level of achievement to become a member.
And this 3 out of 6 criteria, it applies for both the people who got professional degrees or only to people who doesn't have professional degrees?
So it applies to both.
And for the publication, as well as the news article, can it be international or can it be local?
It can be both.
Okay.
Let's talk maybe about the processing time.
There's premium processing, right?
So the national interest waiver, it's filed with an I-140, and it generally takes about 6 to 9 months to get a decision on it. But an applicant can premium process. They can pay an extra fee and get a decision in 45 days. However, they can't proceed to the green card application, whether they're applying in the US or in Saigon if there's a backlog, until their priority date is current. The other thing I want to tell you about the national interest waiver that is incredibly unique is it's one of the few immigrant categories that allows an individual to self-sponsor.
Right.
So you can self-sponsor yourself for the green card, or you can open a new company and the company can sponsor you.
Right. That's very adequate information for the applicants.